Hi, I'm Neil O'Grady, osteopath, and today I'd like to explain to you 2 ways to tape your knee with kinesiology tape. Okay, there can be many different reasons why you have knee pain, but the 2 I want to talk about are, one is Chondromalacia Patella, which basically is the articular surface or the cartilage on the back of the kneecap or the back of the patella, posterior aspect of the patella, is rubbing in the intercondylar groove. That's the groove where your femur comes down, where the patella would slide up and down. It's called a saddle joint, and sometimes for a variety of reasons that can become very abrasive and tight, and it can start to wear the cartilage. Reasons such as the quadriceps muscles being very, very tight and pulling the patella into the intercondylar groove and causing a rubbing or a shearing force. It can be a lot of activities that would involve rapid braking or downhill movement. Going down hills can cause the patella to rub and cause chondromalacia on the back of the kneecap. This can become very sore, and the idea behind the kinesiology tape is that we would sling the patella and lift it a little bit and reduce the abrasion of the back of the patella on the kneecap. So that's one way, and I'll do that first, okay? And I'll do it on this leg here. I'm going to show you how to do this on yourself. So we cut 2 pieces of tape, probably about 6 to 8 inches long each, and one about 4 inches long. So we put a little bit of a bend in the knee like so, and the reason we put a bend in the knee is to pre-stretch the fibers, okay? Because they're short when they're like that, and when we bring it like that, they're a bit longer. So we would attach the tape with no stretch to the tibial tuberosity. That's the attachment point where the quadriceps come down here, envelop the kneecap or the patella, and join onto the tib tuberosity here. So no stretch here. We'll rub the back of the tape here like that. We'll pull it at about 50% stretch. We'll wrap it around here like that and apply no stretch to the end. And what you're trying to do basically here is just skirt around the side of the patella on either side. Okay, so you want to sling the patella. So we'll place this directly over the tib tuberosity here again. No stretch, and we'll skirt around the edge of the patella and bring it up here into this kind of shape here like that. I just want to bring this a little bit closer to the patella, and we'll cup it around like that, and now that's better. Okay, so now we have slung the kneecap like that. That feels nice. And then we'll take our short piece and our patella tendon, where your kneecap joins to your tib tuberosity. Some people call it a patella ligament because it does go from bone to bone, but that's probably just semantics here. So we'll take this, and what we want to do is put a tight compressive force on the patella tendon here to push it inwards or posteriorly, so that some of the tension off the quadriceps is offloaded into the tape. So I'll pull this across, so I'll split the tape in the middle and pull it across, and I'll pull this to about 90%. I'll pull this hard in like so, and I'll leave the ends with no stretch. So the ends have no stretch like that, okay? And that is a Kinesio tape for knee pain, particularly in this case I'm saying Chondromalacia Patella. And I've used this many times myself to nice effect. Now, what else can go wrong with the knee? So the kneecap can also become very sore, and those who suffer with lateral patellar pain, which is pain on the outside of the kneecap in particular, there can be a number of reasons for that, and I have suffered with this in the past. Everybody always looks at the tightness of the muscles on the hips, so the tensor fasciae lata, the glute medius, which would merge into the iliotibial band, which has fascial attachments to the lateral aspect of the patella and the lateral aspect of the knee, and down across to the fibular head and down here. If those structures get tight, they can cause a lateral pulling of the patella, which is pulling the patella out this way, which pulls it slightly out of its intercondylar groove, so it doesn't slide smoothly in the saddle. as you're flexing, extending the knee, which causes more abrasion on the lateral facet of the posterior aspect of the patella, which can become very painful after a while and make activities such as squatting, lunging, walking down hills, walking up hills, anything that involves flexion of the knee or weight bearing, very difficult and very painful, and can make your life quite miserable. But that's not the only reason why you will get lateral knee pain. And everyone tends to look at the tight structures which pull it off to the lateral side, and they say your tracking of your knee is off. But we also have to look at the weakness in the muscles on the side of the hip. So the muscles that would stabilize the hip. So the tight ones will pull the patella laterally, and the weak ones will allow the femur to rotate internally when you squat. You'll see this on a person when you get in to do a squat, where the knees have an inward drift or a valgus drift, or a single leg squat, which will exaggerate the motion more, where they're unable to stabilize the knee, and you'll see that the knee drifts medially or inwards during a single leg squat. So what's happening there, you've got real tightness here, or you've got weakness in certain stabilizing muscles in the hip. We can't forget that the hip stabilizes the knee. Don't always look at the knee exclusively. So if there are weak muscles up here that allow the knee to drift inwards, they'll allow the femur to rotate inwards, effectively leaving the patella out here. And then to compound that, you've got tight muscles on the lateral aspect of the knee, which will pull the kneecap outside. So you've got to address both the tightness on the outside, which will be massage, which would be perhaps foam rolling, whether you like it or not. I had found that when I actually needed it and turned to it, it had some utility along the muscles here and along here, along the fascia and the outside of the leg. And we also have to address the weakness of muscles, which would be an exercise like a hip hitch, which I can cover in a further video, and exercises that would stabilize the pelvis in a squat or a single leg squat. So what I have done effectively with kinesiology tape before to give relief to lateral pain on the posterior aspect of the patella is I would pull the kneecap medially away from the lateral aspect. So what I would do is bend the knee like this, and I would just apply the tape here like that above the kneecap. No stretch. You got to skirt right, keep a slight bend in the knee as I am here. Pull the tape around and encourage the patella into a more medial position. Like that, okay? So here we go. And if it's very bad and you want to apply, I can already feel that being gently pulled immediately. You can apply a second strip. With the second strip, I apply the first one on top. I'm going to apply the second one on the bottom, just for balance. And again, I'm just pulling this. I'm encouraging the patella medially, like that. Now, with just these two strips of tape, I can feel quite a significant pull of the patella immediately. So I suppose over the course of an activity that you're doing, walking, running, climbing, that can actually take quite a lot of stress. And I found that gives immediate relief to lateral patella pain. And also, just to add to that, also look at the feet, because if you have fallen arches or pes planus and you have overpronation of the foot, that can also allow the knee, valgus in the knee, and allow the knee to drift inwards, causing lateral patellar pain. So actually lifting or squatting, if you're lifting weights with a pair of weightlifting shoes, can also, or well supported shoes that lift the arch, can also have a big impact on lateral patellar pain. Okay, so those are two different methods to tape a knee for patella pain. I hope the video was useful. You found that it helped. If you liked the video and you'd like me to do more content, particularly on anything, but particularly on self-taping, because a lot of people, they don't have a physiotherapist or somebody or an osteopath or a sports service to go and tape. They are constantly playing sport and would like to be able to manage it themselves. Let me know and in the comments section, and I'll do my best to facilitate. Okay, thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you like, and see you next time.